Hey you, welcome to another episode of Thinking Aloud with Mary Barbara. Today we will talk about the amplifier, the simplifier, and the juggler of both. Now, are you an amplifier? What do I mean by that? There are some people in relationships that tend to amp every single thing that happens in their relationship. Be it amplifying it via social media, to their partners, to their partner's friends, to family members, to mentors, to confidants, you name it. They tend to amp every single occurrence in their relationship. They amp both the good and the bad. So, for example, the good. Maybe their husband or their boyfriend is very romantic and he has been very, very thoughtful. She cooks so well. She has hosted your friends. He or she went out of their way to just make you feel very, very fly and very, very good with yourself. Then first thing you do, you run on to social media and start amping it. Oh, he's the best man in the world. Oh, there's no other woman like this. Oh, she loves me. Oh, he does this. My missing rib, my missing heart. This one, that one. Why? Don't get me wrong. Amping the good is very, very good. In fact, it's very, very healthy for the relationship. But amp the good in person. Amp it to the person you are amping about. There's nothing wrong walking up to your boo and say, "Hey boo, hey babe, what you did for me the other day, it was top notch. You swept me off my feet. I loved it. There's nothing, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong celebrating your loved one on social media or talking about it to friends and well-wishers and family members and confidants and mentors and so on. But sometimes it's good when your partner hears it directly from you, face to face, as opposed to seeing it on social media. The less people or the outside world knows about your relationship, the better for you. It's all cool and fine, we're all connecting, but in that connection there is a disconnect because you do not know them. Keep your circle small. Keep your circle necessary. Keep it simple. You have less drama that way. Now, the negative side of amplifying. Because some people are natural amplifiers, it comes with both the merits and the demerits, the positive and the negative. So, for instance, maybe their boyfriends or their husbands have cheated on them and they found out. Because they're a social media person, they will just go straight to social media and start damning not just the man, not just the woman, but every other female and every other male out there. Oh, all men are goats, all men are dogs, all women are ratchet and are heartless and they're cheaters. This is the same person you prophesied undying love for on social media. And because the tables have been switched and he or she has done something wrong, you still go on that same social media platform and slander and destroy that person. Why? Because you are hurting. There are better ways to deal with your pain. There are better ways to hurt someone else. You shouldn't, but hey, there are better ways to hurt someone else if you must than just doing all that on social media. Because guess what? After doing that on social media, nothing. It actually does nothing to you. You're just putting out your dirty linens out there for everyone to see. It solves no problem. It's just like going to a bar to drink. You drink. At that point in time, you're feeling so fly, you're feeling so high. You really have little to no recollection of what even brought you there, because you're at your peak. But when the alcohol is gone, when you're back to your senses, it's even worse, because now you don't just have to deal with the pain, the hurt, the anger. You don't have to deal with hangover. And reality is harsh. or rather it can be harsh. So for the amplifiers out there, tone it down a notch. Keep away from social media. It's all cool and fine. You can write about your life, you can talk about different things, but keep your relationship private. Once in a while you can slip it out there, but don't give us a daily summation of your life. Do not. Because what you're simply doing is you're empowering people to have unwanted opinions and give you unwanted advice about how to live your life. Granted, some people have top-notch advice, or they can give top-notch advices. Granted, some people's opinions, could prevent some certain behaviors or tantrums that you might want to throw. But you can get angry when someone is condemning your act because you put it out there. So dear amplifiers, tone it down a notch. Know what to amplify, know when to amplify, and all will be well. Now let's go to the simplifiers. I don't know which is worse, the amplifiers or the simplifiers, in the sense that for a simplifier, they tend to simplify every single thing, both the good and the bad. Their better half, be it your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, goes out of his or her way to do something spectacular for you. Helps you. It doesn't even have to be something very grand. Maybe you're having a bad day, you've been stressed the whole week, and then he takes out 1 week to wake up every morning, make breakfasts for you, take you out to lunch, massage you, cheer you up on a daily and regular basis. Something that he doesn't do regularly. He does it for you that period. And you'll be like, When someone does something good for you, it's always good to acknowledge it. It's more or less a pat on the back. Oh, thank you very much for what you've done. I truly appreciate it. Imagine you have a dog and you're trying to train the dog. And you tell the dog each time, go fetch. The dog goes to fetch and brings back the stick. And there's no reward. After a while, the dog wouldn't fetch. Because one, there's no reward. And two, there's no emotional connection with you. Because you're simplifying the actions of the relationship you have with that dog. It's the same thing with human beings. After a while, if someone is doing something good for you, no matter how pure of heart that person is, no matter how good that person is, and the actions that person is performing isn't selfish, after a while the person grows tired and weary of it, because the person feels that you are taking them for granted. So it's always good to pat on the back. It's always good to acknowledge. It's always good to reward. So do not oversimplify the good your partner has done. A simple thank you would go a long way. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so good. Oh, baby, you're the best. Oh, make it count. Now, the negative part of simplifiers, because they are natural simplifiers, they don't just simplify only the positive, they simplify the negative. Now, what are the negatives that they're simplifying? Your partner beats you black and blue. At the same time, he's cheating on you. He has like 2 or 3 other baby mamas. Plus, their baby mama dramas are always in your relationship. He's not ready to put a ring on it. You're slaving around being V1 whilst he's busy introducing you to his friends and foes as a sister, a cousin, a friend, whatever adjective that he feels or deems fit at that point in time. But you still stick around and keep quiet. And worst of all, you simplify everything. You make excuses for him. Oh, he's a good man. He's handsome. Women can't resist him. She's a good girl. She just has a good heart. She can't say no to people. Oh, it's the devil's handwork. Devil is on his own, no, auntie. Devil is on his own, no, uncle. It's the person's fault. For someone to cheat on you, to beat you, it's a conscious effort. The person has to make a conscious decision. Oh, I'm about to do this. Granted, sometimes we are not emotionally strong or emotionally in control. Hence why we lose control from time to time. But you should be able to control yourself for a huge percent of the time. You should be responsible for your actions. Do not make silly and stupid excuses. Simplifiers tend to make silly and stupid excuses for their spouses, for their partners. And that is the most annoying thing ever. You know what the person is doing is wrong. You know what the person is doing is bad. But as a simplifier, you simplify the wrongs. And you stick it. You ride with the person to the very end. That is the simplifier. Then we have the juggler of both. These sets of people have successfully or are successfully juggling both, being a simplifier and amplifier. What do I mean? Know when to amp, know when to simplify. Know how to do it, when to do it, and where to do it. Those things are very, very important. They are very, 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 very important. Know when to amp your man or your woman. Know when to simplify your man or your woman. Know how to do it. Know where to do it. Now, if, for example, your partner, say, cheated on you, but you made that conscious decision to forgive and stick with that person, there is no use rubbing it in that person's face. You had every opportunity to say, F it, I'm not staying. You did this and I'm gone. But you decided to stay and work it through. Granted, because he or she cheated on you, you would have your doubts, and all that. But you decided to stay. He didn't force you. She didn't blackmail you. You decided to stay. So stop using that singular act to hold that person to ransom at every single time. You are amping the wrong thing at the wrong time. That is the wrong way to amp. So know what to amp, when to amp, and how to amp. Same thing with the simplifying act. Know when to simplify, know where to simplify, and know how to simplify. Now, these are not a sure way of ensuring the relationship works, but these tools would guide you to ensure that your relationship runs as smooth as possible. What I do here is just to prefer different solutions. I believe that there are so many ways to solve a problem. You just have to pick what works best for you. So make a conscious decision today. Are you an amplifier, a simplifier, or will you just try to be the juggler of both? Until next time, be good and be you.